Have you ever looked at your TPT store and thought, what happened? At one point, growth felt predictable. You were gaining traction, adding products, seeing sales increase, and then everything slowed down. Not overnight, but gradually. Growth became harder. Progress became less obvious. And the things that used to work stopped producing the same results. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. One of the biggest misconceptions sellers have is that growth should continue indefinitely. But that's rarely how businesses work. What gets a store from zero to $10,000 is often different from what gets it to $50,000. And what gets it to $100,000 is often different from what gets it to $500,000. As stores grow, the challenges change, the opportunities change, and the constraints change. The problem is that many sellers continue using strategies that worked in a previous stage of growth. Meanwhile, the store is asking for something different. I've experienced this in my own store. Over the past 17 years, there have been periods where growth felt easier. And there have been periods where growth felt much harder. When that happens, it's tempting to assume I need more products. I need better SEO. I need a new strategy. Sometimes those things help, but often the real issue is that the business has changed. The store has reached a point where a different system is now limiting growth. That's why I've spent so much time looking at data, rankings, visibility, buyer behavior, and leverage. Because what worked previously isn't always what creates the next stage of growth. The biggest mistake I see sellers make is when growth slows down is trying to do more of what used to work. More products, more updates, more effort, more of the same. But if the constraint has changed, doing more of the same rarely creates better results. In many cases, it simply creates more work. This is exactly why I created the simple framework. Every store has a constraint, and that constraint changes over time. The challenge isn't working harder. The challenge is identifying what is currently limiting your growth. Because once you know that, your decisions become much clearer. If your store feels stuck right now, ask yourself and comment below to let me know. What worked really well in the past? Is that still the biggest opportunity today? What evidence do you have that your current strategy is addressing the right problem? Sometimes the answer isn't doing more. Sometimes the answer is focusing differently. If you're not sure what is currently limiting growth in your store, download the free TPT Growth Constraint Finder found in the description below. It will help you identify the biggest constraint so you can focus on the right improvements. Most sellers know their store feels stuck. What they don't know is why. And that's where many growth decisions go wrong. In the next video, we're going to talk about the real reason TPT sellers stay stuck and why solving the wrong problem can keep growth stalled for years. I will see you in the next video.